So what's up, everybody? It's Jonathan, and I am here at Sneak Peek Luxury with my man, Dan Cohen.
What's up, everybody?
So Dan owns Sneak Peek Luxury, and so now I'm just going to pick you apart with some questions.
Sure.
All right.
Go right ahead.
So what got you into the sneaker game? Like, was there a specific shoe when you were younger that really put you on?
All right, so there's two sneakers two instances that stick out and two sneakers that stick out. One of the first pairs that, obviously I've always been a Jordan fan. So in my second grade school picture, I'm actually wearing the steel Jordan 10s.
That's tough.
So it goes back probably about 20, 25 years by this point. But the other one that sticks out has to be the Reebok Pump Shaqnosis.
Another classic.
Shaq back then was playing on the Magic. He was one of the toughest players ever.
One of the best in the league coming off the Magic.
Ever. So those really stick out because it came with the extra pump. It came with the nitrous bottle where you could fill up the sneaker. And so I would say that those two silhouettes stick out. But other than that, I've always been a Jordan 11 fan. That's
cool.
Been the silhouette that catches me every single time.
That's really cool.
Every time.
Yeah, for me, I started off playing basketball, so that's where my love for shoes came.
Sure.
So I want to say 7th grade. The Huaraches just came out, and everyone was wearing them on the court. So I had to get myself a white and red pair, and ever since then, I've just been a sneakerhead. Are there any shoes that you haven't gotten that you really want, like a grail that you haven't been able to get?
I would say that one of my grails is a Jordan 4 Cause, the gray Cause, Jordan 4.
Oh, those are tough, yeah.
Those are amazing. I have a black pair in the store, and just to fill that gap, I was thinking about keeping those, but I'm waiting for that gray pair. Other than that, I would say, since I'm a Jordan 11 fan, the Jordan 11 Low Zens. They were the all-white pair. And I'm a big fan of the Lows. Those haven't come out since I think we're going back to 2010 maybe?
Yeah, seriously. I remember my friend, did they have a high version of those? There was an all-white high version.
I think it was an anniversary pair or something like that. Yeah.
My boys went to Providence, and they went to Expressions. You know that store,
yeah,
Expressions?
Of course.
Yeah, that used to be the joint when I was younger. That's where we got those. Yeah, those are tough.
And ever since those just phased out, at one point I turned around to replace them, and they were $1,200. But I ended up walking into Nike Town in New York and just finding them there. I bought them because I was Jordan 11 fan. They were all over the place. I had a full-size run. And I grabbed one, wore them to a pulp, and then I think I even gifted it to one of my friends to wear at camp or something like that,
That is awesome.
But that's something that I would love for them to bring back. That would be amazing.
That would be sweet. Right here, we have the Jordan 1 trophy rooms.
Yeah.
And you have multiple pairs.
They've diminished over time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, these I'm holding on to a little bit. I have a couple that I set aside just in case where the market goes, but I got lucky enough to get 25 pairs of these.
Right. So tell our viewers, how many of these came out?
So there was only 12,000 pairs of these that were released. What's amazing about it is it goes back to one of the OG Jordan sneakers that he wore. So that's what just makes it such a precious gem. And the fact that they made 12,000 pairs and they all came numbered, it's a difficult sneaker to get. Only about 1,000 of these were actually raffled off. From all the hearsay, supposedly a lot of them were backdoored, etc. But
definitely.
So a lot of resellers got lucky, but the rest of the world kind of has to grasp at them and go through StockX or get at Sneak Peek, of course. But they're beautiful. The detail behind the tongue where it has the date when he originally wore them.
That's amazing.
I believe that it was when he originally wore them. And then the left sneaker is numbered. That's a numbered pair.
Yeah, so it's really cool how he did a collab with his son on those.
Yeah. At least with the Jordan 1, he did, what was it, the Jordan 5s. He made 2 pairs of them, and then I think a Jordan 23 or some crazy silhouette like that. But, I got very lucky with these. Very lucky. it's bittersweet to sell them. You know, it's something that like you want to hold on to for at least 2, 3, 4 years and see what happens with the market.
Definitely. So, how did you get into sneaker reselling? Is it something that you just did as a hobby on the side, or were you just like, nope, I'm determined, I'm starting now, and I'm building my career?
So, one of my boys is an OG sneaker reseller. He moved to New York when we were in middle school. He went up there and he got big into it. So I kept in touch throughout that whole time, and I was constantly cooking sneakers. Whenever the Columbia Jordan 11 came out, I would try to cook as many pairs, and I would go through the whole process. I want to say probably around 2012, 2013, there were small-time bots going around. He managed to get his hands on a Nike.com bot. Awesome. And it was just something that I installed into my computer, had it on, literally just had it for Saturday releases. 10 a.m. I would walk away from the computer and just see the cart fill up and check out. So it was before bots were even big. The companies didn't even know how to react to it. So from that point, I just started cooking away and building inventory. So I mean, it was always just a hobby passion of mine that kept growing.
Cool.
And in terms of reselling, I actually bought a pair of Red Octobers.
Awesome, yeah, those are a grail.
Unfortunately, when I got them, they didn't look good. They didn't look kosher. So all of a sudden, I called the guys at Sneak Peek, and they just recently opened up. I get to the store, and I see the guy behind the counter. He's looking at me weird, and I'm just like, why is he looking at me so weird? I know that they're questionable, but you know, give me a break here. And he looks at me and he's like, is your name Daniel? I said, yes. And he said, is your last name Cohen? I said, yeah, it is Daniel Cohen. He's like, oh, well, it's Jonathan. And I'm like, Jonathan? He's like, our parents know each other. Just so happens to be that my parents and his parents were really good friends for the last 30, 40 years, stemming back to Mexico and everything else. So right there was a connection, and then little by little I started consigning my shoes and just kind of started going with the boys from the store. So from there, passion, hobby turned a little bit more active into the selling, but it was more so backing the store and backing the ideas that they had and flowing through with that. So providing purchases and then reverting back and just becoming part of the team slowly but surely. And then right before COVID, I took it over in its entirety, but we opened up 2015 was when we first opened up Sneak Peek.
2015, okay. Do you know how many pairs of shoes that you have in the store? I mean, looks like you have hundreds here.
We have probably about 400 to 450 pairs of Yeezys, and then we have about, I want to say about 400 pairs of Jordans, and then probably about 250 miscellaneous shoes.
Perfect. So for all you watching, there's always something in stock.
Always something. Something.
If you guys are in Miami, this is the spot to check out. Has your passion from shoes also turned into clothing and like fashion? Because I see that you guys have Babe, Vlone, Supreme. You guys have literally all the most wanted streetwear.
So streetwear, the way I see it, and I do have a passion for the clothes. It's funny, the clothes is what I see forever evolves with the sneakers. So no matter what, when someone comes in, they're picking out a pair of sneakers. They're like, what do you have to fit it with?
Right.
And or vice versa. I just bought this fit. So I try to see what the direction is according to the customers that are coming through the door with their fashion. I learn a lot from the consumer. And what I see is that no matter what, fashion is forever evolving. All of a sudden you see that a Balvin sneaker is completely covered in, let's just say hot pink. It has all of these colors that are blended in. And then you have brands such as Fear God, the Essentials, where it's more earth tone colors. So it's funny how it starts to transition from super, super bright to more of a controlled neutral color. So I like to see those trends, and I love to try to stay with the fashion of what it's evolving into. If it's a baggier pant, a skinny jean, or if it's a V-Loan oversized tee as opposed to tight antisocial tee. So it's so interesting the way it goes. So my passion for clothing definitely has grown a lot more seeing these brands, and I see the effort and just focus that most of these people put into these brands. It's not easy to create a new concept and get people to follow it, wear it, support it. So I also find something very organic about that. And so I really just try to go with the trends and see, Bape is always a staple to, the hypewear community. And then
Definitely.
Jumping into Supreme, I see that, again, V-Loan really has taken off into the stratosphere. I love the Travis Scott gear, all the Cactus Trails gear.
I do
mean,
too,
that's sought
definitely.
after. The Fortnite release, the McDonald's release, it's very cool. The fact that a Nugget pillow is selling for hundreds of dollars, I mean, it just shows.
Right.
So I find it fascinating the way it's just constantly people are creating a new design, new wear. And I love it. So yeah, my passion has definitely jumped into that a little bit more.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, transitioning, have you ever thought about designing your own clothes, your own clothing line?
So it's tough. I've always been a firm believer of the product selling itself, something like this, and putting the focus towards that product. My goal is to, I do have sneak peek t-shirts that I either give as promos to certain people, clients that come in. I love, a kid that walks through the store and having them guess all the Yeezy styles and what their names are and giving them a free tee.
Right, that's definitely a good way to keep, your customers interacted and interested.
For sure.
Definitely.
They stay active, and especially for, a lot of kids walk into the store, they see these products, they are working towards getting these products.
Right.
So the chance to just kind of hang out in the store, be surrounded by it, and then, again, like you said, the interaction, it's good because I see them as a future customer. And they love wearing the t-shirt. I love having the local community represent the store. So it is something that I do want to jump into, do a ladies capsule, some joggers, a nice crop top hoodie, and then also doing like some sweat shorts for men. And,
definitely.
But it's always tough because Miami's so hot. So the hoodies, and then whether it's a tank top or t-shirt, it's to go that route.
Yeah. My final question for
Yes.
you get so many people in and out of this store, so much traffic. Who do you think your favorite customer was?
My favorite customer. I mean, I have to admit, every single customer that comes through here has a serious value. Again, from the kids that walk in here and are in awe of the product, or the 65-year-old man from Sweden that walks through that hears this whole craze about Yeezys and finally is around it, and we just so happen to have their style and their size. So it's funny, it's tough to say. Obviously I could pick either a ball player or a celebrity that just walked through the store, but to me there's something about the majority of the local following,
because it's that excitement factor.
Exactly.
Whereas, maybe some of those bigger names, they're like, oh yeah, I've seen it,
And they have, and no matter what, they're still surprised. No matter if they're an athlete or celebrity, there's still something about walking into a sneaker store and finding all these grails and being surrounded by it, so on and so forth. But it's really my client that hears about us or refers us, and they're driving 45 minutes to an hour. We have clients that drive from Naples, which is about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So they travel to visit the store. So there's something about the effort of trying to make it to my store that really... So it's those clients that stick out the most, and really try to go above and beyond to give them the experience when they come through the store.
Right. Yeah, that's amazing. And Dan, I want to thank you so much for allowing
my pleasure.
Sneaker Rack to come in here,
Anytime.
Get some tips and tricks from you that It was awesome. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Thanks, guys. Thanks
All right.
a lot.